Isang masayang buhay. Ito na naman po si Madam Dama and welcome back to my channel. Ang topic natin sa araw na ito ay ang Indicator 9 ng mga proficient teachers. Use strategies for providing timely, accurate, and constructive feedback to improve learner performance. Ang mga legal basis po natin ay parehas pa rin ang DepEd Memorandum No. 8, Series 2023 at ang PPSC Resource Package. Okay, so ito yung indicator number 9. This is school year 2023-2024 for proficient teachers. At ito ay i-observe sa second and fourth quarter kasama ng indicators 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8. Sa mga master teachers naman, ito ay nasa number 8. At parehas na i-observe sa second and fourth quarter. So let me start my discussion with the key concepts. Timely feedback. This is given within a time frame where the results of the assessment can still enable learners to take specific steps towards the achievement of the learning objectives. So agad-agad ibibigay and feedback, hindi na kinabukasan para may pagkakataon pa yung mga learners natin na ma-improve ang kanilang learning. Okay, next we have accurate feedback. This refers to the level and extent of attainment of learners of a given competency, skill, or standard. Accurate. So magbibigay tayo ng tama at nararapat na feedback. Okay. Next, we have constructive feedback. This form of feedback is motivating and sensitive to the feelings of the learner. It gives the learner the direction to improve better in the class. So it is not just giving feedback. Make sure that the feedback you give to learners ay constructive. Ibig sabihin, hindi natin pwedeng saktan yung kanilang mga damdamin, especially they are sensitive. Okay? Ganun naman talaga, di ba? Yung feedback should be constructive, hindi destructive. Okay? We give feedback because we want to motivate the learners to improve their learning capacities. Kaya we should be very careful in giving feedback. Okay. Next, we have learner performance. This describes how the learner demonstrates the knowledge, skills, and attitudes they have learned. Okay, so feedback should be timely, accurate, and constructive. Timely, it should be provided immediately after showing proof of learning. The student responds positively and remembers the experience about what is being learned in a confident manner. If we wait too long to give feedback, the moment is lost and the student might not connect the feedback with the action. Makakalimutan mo, makakalimutan na rin niya. Ginawa ko ba yun? Sasabihin niya, ano? Accurate, it should target the appropriate learning needs. And constructive, it should treat learning as developmental rather than a deficit issue. As a facilitator of learning, you need to ensure that your students really learn. It is not enough that we deliver the lesson, but more importantly, we have to support them along the teaching learning process. This can be best achieved if we provide them with feedback during and after instruction so that they are guided and monitored towards their attainment of the learning goals. So for example, during reading, nagkamali sa pronunciation. So, kailan mo siya i-correct? After na ba? So, it's right after na mispronounce yung words, i-correct na po natin agad. Okay? But as I've said, it should be very constructive. So, ibig sabihin, yung hindi mapapahiya yung bata habang kinokorek mo yung pronunciation. Say, for example, na mispronounce niya ang word na chaos. Kunyari lang nasabi niya chaos. So, you say, again, will you say the word again? So, chaos. Okay, this word is chaos. Okay, everybody, so you address all the learners. Everybody say chaos. Say chaos. Okay, will you repeat it, Anna? If it's Anna, for example. So she will say chaos. Ganon. Okay, hindi yung masasaktan. Okay. And do not forget to say very good. Okay. Ganon lang. Because simple phrases will motivate the learners. Simple phrases is a good practice. It's giving good feedback. Okay, so I have here a sample scenario wherein makikita ninyo na ang teacher ay nagbigay ng timely feedback, accurate feedback, and constructive feedback. Okay, so ito ay sa elementary wherein a teacher asked one pupil to write letter M on the board. Okay, so let's see. Why did you stop writing? Asked the teacher. Sabi ng pupil, Ma'am, I'm finding it hard. Ma'am, nahihirapan ako. Okay, so she approaches the pupil who finds writing the letter challenging. What's challenging for you? She asked. Sabi niya, saan ka nahihirapan? Sabi ng bata, hindi ko po ito kaya. Teacher, I can't do this. See? Naglalambing yung pupil. Sabi ng teacher, kaya mo yan, Mark. You can do it. Okay. Teacher Melanie demonstrates how big letter M is written, but still the pupil finds it hard. She holds her pupil's hand, gradually guiding it until the pupil is able to write the letter correctly. So, sabi ni Teacher Melanie, can you write capital M by yourself? Kaya mo na bang isulat ang big M? Okay, so sabi ng estudyante, yes, teacher. Opo, teacher. Okay, so in this part, the teacher identifies immediately a challenge in the learning process and give feedbacks. Hindi yung nagpaparecite, hindi mo sila pinapansin. So napansin niya na kaagad, nahihirapan ka ba anak? Mga ganon. Okay, so the learner in this part is encouraged to give specific feedback about his learning difficulty. Here, the gap is explicitly identified, which enabled the teacher to think of an appropriate strategy to address such immediate need. Okay, ayan. Hindi ko po kaya. Sa anong immediate feedback niya? Kaya mo yan, anak. Okay, encouraging. Next, at this point, the teacher provides positive comment to the learner, constructive feedback. Then, she addresses the learning gap by modeling. The learner then is guided to practice the skill. The teacher reinforces by giving the learner positive comment. See? Ito, constructive, kaya mo yan, ganito. So, ginaid niya yung bata until nakaya na nung bata. And then, sabi niya, kaya mo na ba, Easy? Kaya mo na? Wow, very good. Oh, so, class, kaya na ni Mark. How about a big hand for Mark? O, ganun pa. So, ma-encourage yung estudyante or yung bata. Okay. Another scenario is a role play. Can you still remember my example of having a role play doon sa discussion ko nung nauna? I think sa indicator 7 yata. Okay. So, yung client, yung estudyante na pretend to be the client. Sabi niya, I want to color my hair with red. Sabi ng hair colorist, dahil during the role play, kung maalala niyo, they're going to give importance to the skin tone or undertone as a factor in considering, or a factor that should be considered in the selection of proper color. So sabi ng hair colorist, your skin tone is black, so red is not good for you. So tama ba na straightforward ang sasabihin niya sa kliyente? So the teacher immediately said, sabi niya, wait, okay, cut. For example, ito ay live show or ako ang director, sabi ng teacher, cut. Sabi niya, tama ba? Nasasabihin natin kaagad diretsa na your skin tone is black, sabi niya sa kliyente. Remember, your client will bring you money. So you should value your client. Sabi niya, tama kaya? And so, sorry po ma'am, mali pala. So how can you say, so the teacher is trying to bring out the politeness in the learner who acts as hair color. So paano mo sasabihin in a polite way? Okay. So, okay, ma'am, ganito pala. Ma'am, I think black is not so good for you because ganon. Okay. So, hindi ko na maalala ang exact na sinabi ng bata, but at least na-correct siya kaagad at na-encourage siya to say the right words in a polite way and na-emphasize yung value ng importansya ng kliyente. Okay, at ang value ng pakikipag-usap na with politeness or good manner. Okay? And so, and after the role play, so kinongratulate ng teacher yung mga bata. Congratulations for a job well done. See? So, gustong-gusto nila makipag-participate. Pero kung the other way around, ang ginawa mong pagbigay ng feedback, sa bakit ganyan? Nagalit ka? Ayaw na nila makipag-participate. Okay? Ay, wag na, nagagalit si teacher. Ganon. Okay. So, pag ganon, yung positive feedback naman, every time magkakaroon ka ng activity, mm, ano ba yan, yung mag-volunteer na sila kaagad na sila na ulit. Okay, sila na ulit because of the feedback. Okay, so, you motivated them, you encourage them to join performance again and thereby improving their performance. Okay. So, another scenario is ito. Si Teacher Lisa, ngayon mga bata, ano kaya ang ibig sabihin ng salitang kusinero? So, it's cookery class. Sa pangungusap na ito, sikat ang kusinero ng lettuce carinderia na mahusay na pagluluto ng adobo. Okay, so sabi ng pupil, ma'am, taga-trabaho po. Okay. Saan sabi, malapit na ang kahulugang sinabi mo. Kung nagtatrabaho siya sa kalendarya, ano ang kanyang ginagawa? So, ma'am, nagluluto po. Kung nagluluto ang kusinero, ang ibig sabihin ng kusinero ay, ma'am, tagapagluto po. Tama ang iyong sagot. Ulitin mo nga, tagapagluto po. Okay, yan. So, anong ibig sabihin nito? The teacher acknowledges the pupil's response and gives constructive feedback, reinforcing the learner's attempt to arrive at the correct answer. So, hindi yung, mali, maupo ka na. Okay, during a recitation. So, sabi mo, ano pa, malapit na, sige pa, okay, I give clue, mga ganon. So, they are going to attempt to arrive at the correct answer. Dito sa part na ito, she guides the whole class to think of the appropriate meaning. Okay, so, you are not giving the instant answer. Oh, mali. Ang sagot ay, hindi ganon dapat. So, sige, malapit na. Ano pa? So, you give clues until they arrive at the correct answer. And in this part, the teacher gives accurate feedback to the pupil's correct response. So, sabi niya, tama. Ulitin mo nga. Will you repeat your answer? Okay, hindi yung inuulit natin. Tama, tagaluto na. Tama, what is your answer again? Or you can ask another to repeat. Okay. What is the answer of pupil number or Lisa, for example, and then tagapagluto, tagaluto. Very good. Okay. Ganon. Okay, that's feedbacking. But for oral feedback to succeed, whether addressed individually or in whole class, the teacher should identify the learning gap immediately, provide clear and simple oral feedback, scaffold for learners' better understanding, and reinforce by positively responding to the learner's attempt, whether successful or not. Okay, next. Itang scenario ulit. Ito naman ay written. Okay, written feedback. Wherein may rubrics ka, ganyan. So, sabi ng teacher, tignan mo ang feedback form. Paano mo kaya mapapaganda ang inyong artwork? Okay, so, sir, kailangan ko pa pong gumamit ng kulay, sabi niya. Makakatulong ba yon? Sabi ni teacher. Opo, sir. Okay, so hindi mo sinabi na makakatulong yon. Hindi mo sinabi na, kulang ka ng kulay. You see, you let the learner discover his or her mistake. Sasabi, kailangan ba yon? Opo, sir. Teacher, ano po ba ang pwede kong idagdag na sa drawing? Sasabi niya, pwede kang magdagdag. So you make suggestion. Pwede kang magdagdag pa na nakikita mo sa bukid. Opo, sir. Pwede po bang mag-drawing dito ng mga gulay? Sabi niya, okay, pwede mo na ulitin ang yung drawing. Okay? Sabi niya, yes, sir. Yes, I see. The one-on-one, it's a one-on-one conferencing after an activity wherein may rubrics ka. Tulad, saan natin ginagawa ito? Pag nagpapasulat tayo, or written activity, or ito, drawing sa art, ganyan. Or sa TLE, mga performances, wherein may rubrics, pinagluto mo sila, ganyan, individually or by groups, tatawagin mo sila for conferencing. So the one-on-one conferencing with the learner gives the teacher an avenue to clarify the feedback to the learner. The learner too can also ask questions about his performance, leading him to reflect and decide to achieve the learning targets. So hindi dinirekta ni teacher kung anong pagkakamali niya, pinadiscover pa niya, so as to explain the feedback form better. Okay, so the learner is given opportunity to reflect and act on how he can improve his performance through feedback. Paano po pa kaya mapapaganda? Okay, so na-discover ng learner na mas mapapaganda pa niya sa pamamagitan ng pagkukulay pa. So pwede po bang ulitin? So you have to give chance. Okay, sige nga. Tapos tignan mo yung nagawa niya. So sa tingin mo, mas may improve pa kaya yung trabaho ng bata nung binigyan mo ng tsansa, nung napa-realize mo sa kanya yung mga pagkukulang niya? Of course, yes. Okay, so in written naman feedback, you are going to provide a written feedback that is understandable and actionable for the learner. Ano ibig, kasi may mga ibang teachers, sabi niya, rewrite the whole composition. Ulitin. Bakit pinauulit, ulitin. Hindi naman siya nagbigay ng very specific kung bakit pinapaulit. Okay, dapat alam ng bata kung bakit mo pinapaulit ganyan. Alin doon ang pagkakamali niya. Dapat maintindihan ng bata. Okay, para sabihin, ganun pala. Sige po, ganun. Okay, include where the student has met the learning intentions and or success criteria. Tell whether the learner still needs to improve and encourage the learner to think through the answer for themselves. Okay, importante ito. Okay, so we also have this kind of feedbacking wherein yung bata may kapartner, for example, or sila mismo ang nagfi-feedback sa isa't isa, and we call it peer feedback. Okay, so peer feedback involves students giving and receiving the information about performance for understanding in relation to learning intentions and success criteria. Learning intentions describe what the learner should know and do after an instructional activity, while success criteria determine how well students have met these learning intentions. So here are other techniques related to peer feedback, which you may also use. Ito, 2 stars and a wish. This technique works best for 2 students who are newly introduced to peer feedback, yung mga bago-bago sa pagbibigay ng feedback. Students are paired up and asked to write 2 positive comments, ito yung stars, and 1 constructive comment or wish about another student's work. Okay, you think maganda ito? You try. Okay. Next is plus, minus, what's next? This allows students to comment on what was done well. Ito yung plus. Point out what should be improved. Ito yung minus. And suggest a strategy for next steps. What's next? Okay, you should try this. Next, we have thinking hats. This technique encourages different students to take various roles in providing feedback depending on the color of the hats they wear. For instance, a blue hat encourages students to think about good points in their peers' work. A red hat lets students to think critically and find weaknesses, and a green hat inspires students to think creatively and find other strategies to improve the output. Okay, so they have participation in giving feedback para hindi lang ikaw, you just summarize after maybe. Okay, next we have C3 before me. Okay, this technique urged the students to see 3 peers and discuss their work before discussing it with their teacher. Okay, so if you find the feedback activity very helpful, please like naman yung aking channel and do subscribe. If you're already subscribed to my channel, please share. Thank you so much for watching and listening.